All right, guys, welcome to Thursday. This is day 2 of functions. I've got three different programs to run by you. You'll need the information list to do the functions that I assign on Friday. All right, what we're doing today is we're passing values to functions. All right, this first one's kind of simple, but it's important. One of your one of your functions for Friday will be very similar to this. All right, following the way I did it the other day, you can see out. I gotta okay. First of all, again, I'm gonna show you a different way in a second, but I'm showing you that I am declaring and writing the function in front of the main. All right. Um, there's some debate in the programming community whether this is the right way to do it. Um, I think for the rest of our class, I think we can stick with this. But I'm going to go back and forth when I'm showing you this. And it doesn't matter. It's not going to make any difference to how you write the code. But I think you need to see it both ways. So up here is the function in front of main, right? It's another void. It's just going to do something. Except the difference this time is I'm going to be passing it a number, right? This is called the parameters here. I'm going to send it an integer as a parameter, and it's going to do something with that integer. Okay, I'm just going to send it one. Each time I call display value, I'm going to send it an integer. I'm going to send it to it, and all it's going to do is print it, right? Like most void functions, all it really does is print something usually. So it's going to print that number. If I send it a 6, it's going to print out a 6. All right, this program, like I said, is real similar to the ones I did over the weekend. It's going to see out, I'm passing several values to display value. Then I'm going to use display value 4 times. I'm going to send it a 5. I'm going to send it a 10. I'm going to send it a 2. And going to send it a 16. Then it's all those programs after they print out what they have to is going to release it back to the main, and I'm going to see out. Now I'm back in main. All right, let's just run this. You can see I'm passing several values to display value. The value is 5, 10, 12, and 16. After that, those 4 calls to display value, it releases back to the main, and the main prints out. Now I'm back in main. So I use the same function over and over again, just send it a different parameter. That's the word you get used to using. I sent a different parameter each time. Let you take another quick look at the code. All I do is inside the parentheses, I put that integer. Up here, you can see I declared it an integer, and now I'm passing it an integer each time. If you send it something like a char, a string, or something like that, you just get some kind of error. All right, that was program 1. I might have grabbed the wrong one. Okay, here's the one I wanted. All right, starting with the top. I'm gonna go this one a little bit slower. Usual IOStream namespace. Okay, here is, I think, the way most of the programming community does their programming, they have a function prototype. All right. The definition of the function isn't down here. Right? If we would cut and paste this and put this above here, if we cut and paste this function, put it up here, it would run without the prototype. All right, but I need you all to know that this prototype here matches the function here. Okay. All right. So we get into main, and all right, we declare three values: int, an integer, value 1, value 2, value 3. Then we ask the user to enter all three values. Enter them together, just put a space in between. All right. The next thing we're going to do, the next thing the program does is send those three values. All right. They're going to pass them as parameters. The key word today is parameters. Pass those three values as parameters to the function showSum. So once you send value 1, value 2, value 3 to showSum, all right, you can look how it handles them. It declares an integer and it takes value 1, but it names it num1. Takes value 2, names it num2. Takes value 3 and names it num3. Then inside of the program, it adds the three of them together and sees it out. So in this one, the math is done inside. You send three numbers to showSum, it adds them up and sees it out. I'm going to stop here and just let you take a look at this for a second. Here's the call, showSum, and then we're sending it the values that we entered here, value 1, value 2, value 3. Okay. It declares a num1, it declares num2, num3. You send it to this function, it takes the three numbers, adds it up, and sees it out. $23, $34, $45, and it added them up. Let's go back and take a look at this again because I want to make sure you all, actually, I'm just going to show you. If I cut and paste this, Control X, I want to get rid of it. I'm going to go up here and I put the function in front of main. I got rid of that line that was up there, the prototype. Okay. So there's my function. Nothing's really changed. The only difference is now I got rid of the prototype and I put the function in front of main. I'm going to run it. $23, $34, $45. Right? You see that this works the same. I took the function from after main and put it over top of the prototype. This works. Not good programming for the big time programming. You just need to know that it'll work both ways. All right, take a good look at this code. There'll be something similar to this that'll be due on Friday. All right, this is our last video of the day. Our last program on the video for the day. All right, here's my function prototype, int sum sum. Notice that it's not void, it's int. What this means is instead of just doing something, I'm going to send I'm going to send this function two integers. It's going to do something to those two integers, and it's going to return. It's not just going to print out something like the void does. It's going to return an int. Okay, this would be like some kind of formula where I send numbers to it, it does something to the numbers, and then it returns an int. All right, I've got this written in I've got to find out exactly what the name is called, the style where you do the function prototype here and do the function after. But again, you just need to know that I could cut and paste this function and put it over top the prototype and it would work fine. But for now, I've got the prototype above the main and I've got the function after the main. All right, let's walk down through the main right now. I declared an integer, value 1, I made it 20, value 2, I made it 40, and I declared an integer variable, total. Okay, so here's the key line in the program right here. I am going to send two values to sum, the function sum. I'm going to send value 1, which is 20. I'm going to send value 2, which is 40, to sum. And you can see all it does is it adds the two of them up and returns it. Returns value 1 plus value 2. Okay, it does that because it's going to return an integer, because that's what this means. That's the big difference between this function and the void functions we did. This one does something and returns a specific thing. It doesn't just print out thing, it returns an integer. So I'll leave it just like this. Okay, sum, I send it value 1, value 2. It takes it in here as its parameters. And inside of this program, it's going to refer to them as val1 and val2. And it's going to add val1 and val2 together. And then it's going to return it as an integer. Here's the key thing here. It assigns it to total. I declared total here. It assigns it to the value to total here. And then it just prints it out. So this is a little bit more interesting function. Again, it's going to be one like one I'm going to ask you to do on Friday. Right? Prototype, function below. It's going to send two values, val1, value 2. It's going to add them together. It's going to return the total. All right. It's going to return the sum of the two and assign it to total. Then it's going to print it out. All right. The sum of 20 and 40 is 60. Wrap things up. The key things you got to know about this program is that this is not a void program. This is an integer. I'm sorry. This is not a void function. It's an integer function that takes in two integers. It does something, and then it returns it. So your program's going to have to be written, well, when you return it, it assigns it to something. I can't stress enough that some of the stuff going, just what's on this screen right here, and I'll even get rid of these comments. All right, this is real important. I would take notes on this. Sometimes the comments are distracting. If you've got this in your notes and you understand what happens with this, how this call goes to this function, and how the control of this program works, you'll be fine with functions. But I would definitely take this down as a note, guys. All right. Again, check your Canvas on Thursday, or check your Canvas on Friday. I won't be here. I'm going with the seniors down to like a senior field trip down to Cincinnati. I may be back by the end of the day. I may see my sixth period class, may stop up, answer questions. The program that you worked on Wednesday and the one, you're going to add things to it on Friday. It's not going to be due until Monday night at 11:59 p.m. because I want you to be able to ask questions about it on Monday since you won't see me on Friday. Guys, have a good weekend and good luck on program 7. I think we're on now.